Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. So welcome to EC Payroll Mentor Hours. So we'll be in this series of session, we'll be discussing whatever the EC Payroll related queries, what are those questions you have in your mind after you have gone through those documents or the materials or the videos, whatever you have said earlier. Okay. So that is the overall
Okay.
idea of this session. So this will not be a kind of end-to-end detailed session. Rather, you have already whatever you have gone through those things we'll be doing a recap, and in the meantime we'll be having some sort sessions like if you have any specific topic you would like to focus, and I will highlight those topic in depth. Okay, so that is the idea
Okay.
here. Okay. So you must have gone through this clinic session. Generally, I divide my sessions in two parts. One is a clinic session, another is your lab session. So clinic session is more of a kind of a theoretical sessions where I do a recap. So here for it is for you it is a revision or recap. But ideally
Yes.
it is a for a, I don't go through the details of it, nitty gritty of it. But for you it will be kind of a recap and revision crash course kind of thing for you. And similarly, there is a lab session where exactly the system you will be seeing what are the things we have seen in the theoretical thing. Okay, so that's the kind
Okay.
of thing we cover. I cover generally. Okay, so in cleaning session, initial videos you must have seen like what is the Impress Central Payroll, what are the advantages. So when it comes to top advantages are the your user interactive. It is more the user experience is much better. Okay, and the
Okay.
automation, more automation in the place like. A lot of alert can be configured, a lot of notifications automatically configured. So for that, in the on-premise days, we have to take help from other part. Okay, but in
Right.
EC payroll, those alert can be easily configured. Okay, so there are predefined templates available, so you can easily configure it in. So those are some of the key advantages in terms of user interaction. It is more highly interactive. The payroll dashboard is completely highly interactive. There are many KPIs available directly upfront in your dashboard that will be seeing across. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Also, in terms of increase the speed of execution. So there are many when it comes, you do not have to remember any transaction code. The earlier days, you have to remember.
Yeah.
That is one of the key thing admin has to go through, have a post-it kind of thing in their desk, like they have to go through those series of transaction code they have to remember or make them favorite, and every time they have to note down something. If any error is happening offline, like if any error is happening,
Right.
they have to make a note of it outside the system. Okay, but in the system, in the AC payroll, inside the system itself we have a provision of making notes. Okay, so if you are having any error, if you're going through passing through something, okay, like just you want to override something, then you have to make a note of it, then you can override that particular activity. Okay, so those kind of thing, those are not no more manual, automatically in the system it is inbuilt. Okay, so it also builds your employee trust and satisfaction in terms of accuracy, because it's more accurate and it is consumer grade, which meets your employee expectations. So these are some of the detailed things. So as you, I'll be sharing all this presentation as well with you. Okay. So do not have to
Okay.
make note of it. Rather, you'll be getting all
Okay.
these things. Just hear about it.
Okay.
And regarding this learning journey in the Employee Central Payroll Certification, there are many things are there as per the SAP official guide. But those things are very basic thing. Like you should know about little bit about SAP success factor, basic details of your on-premise little bit. Then you should know your basic processes, as you have already worked on your on-premise payroll from your background, so that you do not have to go for it, because those are for people who are not having on-premise background. It is only for them. Okay. So
Okay.
how to configure a wage type, how to configure those PA30, PA40 transactions, related activity, action, section types, and all. Because those on-premise things also are going to be used in your EC payroll. So it is not like whatever you have learned in your on-premise days, that is not going to be vested here. So it is going to be reutilized in your EC
Okay.
payroll. At least in EC payroll, that is going to be leveraged. Okay.
Okay.
But when it comes to the EC payroll certification, from a certification point of view, those questions will not come like your on from on-premise base. Only three area question will be coming. That is your HR 812, that is your Employee Central Payroll Administrator. Okay. Second one is
Mm-hmm.
your HR 860, which is related to your point-to-point replication between your EC and EC payroll, second topic.
Mm-hmm.
Third topic is regarding your payroll control center, which is the heart of your entire employer central payroll. Okay, so that is the only new thing, and point-to-point replication is also very critical thing from when it comes to the employer central payroll. So question will be coming from these three areas only. Okay, not from the other topics like your
Okay.
on-premise topic. We will not be getting any questions. And other than that, once you learned this, there are some advanced topic as well, like some Empress Central API import. These are actually some advanced topic which you can how to integrate with the third-party integrations. Generally, the partner implementation partner consultant they do it, but these are the things good to know. Like after you go for certification, these are the good to know topics. Okay, so these topics also
Okay.
sometimes I will cover whenever it is required. So
Okay.
these are different options we have for your Employee Central payroll learning journey. Okay. Any questions before we go for further?
Yeah, actually, I have a question. One
Hmm.
of my friend, in his company, earlier they had SAP HCM,
Hmm.
and so the master data they were using from SAP HCM,
Hmm.
but then they implemented Workday.
Okay.
So when they implemented Workday, so they are using Workday for payroll,
Hmm.
but they are using a master data from SAP.
Okay. Yeah, it is
Is that
doable.
is it?
Is it doable?
Yeah.
Is it doable? Nothing like that. Okay. Like the only thing is you should have those integration points. Okay. So SAP on-premise has its own integration points. If you are able to bring those data in some format which is supported by Workday, then definitely it will work. Okay. So it will not stop you.
Okay.
It
Because
will
I
not
was
stop.
thinking if we are implementing ECP,
Hmm.
the the master data has to be EC, but the master data can be anything, right?
Yeah. No, no, no.
It
For
could be, I mean,
at
anything means
present,
it could be SAP or it could be EC.
at present, actually, it should be EC. Or without EC, you can't implement EC payroll. Okay. So that is the thing. At present, you have to understand EC is a
Mm-hmm.
prerequisite. Without Employee Central, you can't implement Employee Central payroll. Okay. So that is the one major thing you have to understand whenever you are implementing EC payroll. Okay.
Yeah, but my client is doing that, but the friend's client, then
Hmm.
he was saying they're implementing success factor
Hmm.
ECP,
Hmm.
but for master data they're doing Workday.
Hmm.
Is it possible?
So
So
they might have done what they might have done. Okay, so they have done might have implement even if they have not implemented full suite of Empress Central. At least the mini master kind of thing they must have done something in your EC. Without EC,
okay, maybe I'll get back to him and just make sure just to clarify the
huh,
just yeah I'll get exact details. Maybe if they have done mini master or they're doing Workday
huh,
as a
huh,
yeah master data.
huh, huh. Because without EC you can't have at present, at least at present. In the future it
Okay,
may subject to change. Okay, depending upon the product
okay.
roadmap.
But my present client, yeah, what my present client, um, actually, I will not take names because I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
it's
fine, fine.
recorded. Yeah. So, but my present client, I'll tell you the scenario. It is they have three HR systems. They have SAP HCM, they have Cyborg,
Hmm.
and they have PeopleSoft.
Hmm.
So basically, SAP HCM,
Hmm.
Cyborg, CYBORG,
CYBORG.
BORG,
Okay.
huh,
Hmm.
G,
Okay. G for
G for girl,
okay. Okay.
and they have PeopleSoft.
Okay.
So basically, they have these three legacy systems.
Hmm.
So from these three legacy systems, they are moving to
Hmm.
SAP EC, ECP.
Hmm. Okay.
From these three legacy systems, they're moving to SAP SuccessFactors EC and ECP.
Okay.
In fact, they're planning to, I mean, probably they're taking recruiting, onboarding, and LMS, but currently I
Hmm.
am responsible for EC, ECP.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, I'm more responsible towards payroll basically. I'll be working in the payroll team.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
part of
Okay,
the payroll team.
nice. That's nice to know that. Okay, so anyway, this will be smoothly. You can handle it because they have already a client, existing client of SAP HCM. Okay, so they must have done some in those kind of integration must be they've done. Okay, there is nothing either. Okay, so it is easy, comparatively easy if you're doing for EC and ECP and all. And it is good that they have started with EC and ECP. Okay, because some people
Right,
start
yeah.
with some people start with recruiting, some people start with learning and all. Okay, but it is good they have started. They are in the right path. Okay.
Yes.
Any other queries before we go there further?
Um, I have one more query. So basically for every success factor module, do we have to have a separate license for every module?
Yeah, so that is for sure. Actually, for EC, even if you are having license for EC, that doesn't mean you are having license for EC payroll. So for that, you have to have license for EC payroll as well. Okay, so from the in terms of license, those are
Uh-huh.
different. Okay, generally we take it kind of a bundle like 500, 1000, in terms of bundle. SAP generally sells that. Okay, generally you do not have
Okay.
to worry about it. Generally, SAP pre-sales or sales team and they talk to your customer account, okay, the client account, account manager or your client IT team. Okay. So generally they care of it, but
Okay.
it is a bundle based, like
Bundle
subscription
based.
based and
Okay.
bundle based per user, and also they charge it like how many user per user, what is the charges. Accordingly, the more you take, the lesser will be cost for you. So that is a kind of thing. Even I never worked on that side, okay, the sales side,
Okay.
but I have what I have heard about it. With the more you take, accordingly the contract they sign with your client for how many years. Generally, people go for 5 years, 10 years like that. Okay, so the more you take subscription, the lesser will be cost. Okay, so
Okay.
that is
Okay.
how it works. Okay, in the subscription based, because these are all subscription based licenses mostly.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So, so we will going further. We have, as I was explaining, in terms of certification as well as implementation, we have three category: Part A, Part B, Part C. Part A will be more about your admin side. Part B will be your regarding your point-to-point application. Part C will be your control center, payroll control center. And from a certification point
Okay.
of view, these are the cutoff. Like for individually, you have to score each and every this thing. And we have a total cutoff of 51%. That is your individual. This is also you can get it in your certification details in your training certification hub detail. Inside that,
Right.
you all these details you'll be getting that. So do not worry about
Yeah.
it. Okay, this is nothing but from there only I have taken it. Okay. So
Okay.
in a single line, if I say, so what is an EC payroll? Like to summarize, it is a combination of your EC plus ECC plus PCC. Okay. When I say EC, that is the
Okay.
request central is a must, and your SAP HCM on that is a payroll ECC system is must, and your payroll control center that is also a required thing. So the three things you have to implement whenever you are talking about your EC payroll.
Okay. So basically, people, all the companies who have been using SAP HR, they have two options. Either they can go for, I mean, if they want to go cloud based, then they have two options. Basically, they can go to SAP
Hmm.
Success Factors or they can choose Workday. But
Uh,
since Success
they,
Factors supports more countries than Workday,
yeah.
they will opt for
Hmm.
Success Factors. And since it's the same company,
Hmm.
they might go for that.
Okay. So it is not exactly true. Like there is not two options. Many options are there. Like many other payroll vendors are also in the market. Like ADP, you must have heard about it.
Yes, yes,
ADP,
yeah.
and there are many other customer managed or partner managed solutions are available. Nothing like that. But yeah,
Okay.
primarily, yeah, if it is SAP is the leading in the market because they do have more localization and they have in-depth localization compared to Workday and other products. Okay, because in the
Yeah.
on-premise world they have worked a lot in the there are localization product manager which they have worked with local legal department or local taxation and all. So they do have in-depth knowledge and they have inbuilt those nodes, SAP nodes in those country-specific localizations and all. Okay, so that will be
Okay.
helpful for them, and for that reason SAP is leading, and it is compared to Varney. Varney is more prominent in your US and Canada and some other wherever UK, I believe. And but in India it is not yet prominent because India is a SAP market here. So mostly this is how it works. But yeah, SAP you have a lot of opportunities when it comes to the EC payroll, especially the payroll part. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, and other than that, when it comes to this guide, what I have done, I'll be sharing this entire guide for you, and also I have done an indexing. Okay, which are the topics
Okay.
we have to focus, and I have highlighted some of the typical headlines here, like the topic number 2. This is an important one from a certification point, the page number 73 to 180. Okay, there are certain
Okay.
topics like topic number 9, that is HRS 60, that is part B. ECP using point-to-point integration, that is a page number 455 to 900. Okay, same goes with your time off and time sheet implementation. So these are the guide which actually I have combined all the things, and I'll be sharing this guide with you within the next 2 to 3 days. I'm just editing few things in that. Okay,
Sure.
so entire guide will be getting, and other than that, we have from a certification point of view, get questions from your Chronos and Workforce. I believe you will be using Chronos in your
Yes, they have chronos as well. Yeah.
that's great. That's great to know
Yes.
that you will be using Chronos. So we will be discussing anything detail about anything about Chronos. Okay, after you get your KT and all. Okay, so if any issues you
Okay.
regarding your Chronos also you are getting, that you can talk to me. Okay, so Chronos
Okay.
Workforce we have. Similarly, we have Payroll Control Center. This is a typical exercise handbook, so which we will be going through in detail. So whenever it is required. Okay, so there are many
Okay.
things are there, side topics, and towards the end, actually, this presentation which I am currently showing, this also I'll be more customizing for you, like whatever your queries or whatever your requirements, depending upon that. Okay, so I will be updating the slides in the decks towards the end. Okay, there are some standard things are there in the beginning, but towards the end,
Okay.
it will be
Okay.
specific for you, and this presentation will be only for you. Okay, so this presentation will be shared with you. Okay? So
Okay. Yeah. That way, yeah, we can include some of the
yeah,
project points also. Then, yeah.
yes, yes, yes. Project specific scenarios, all those pointer. Okay, or any
Right.
issues,
Right.
or any issues you are getting. Okay, so all those
Yes.
things we will be on an ongoing. This is a live document. On an ongoing basis, we will be updating this thing. Okay, so I'm not
Okay.
going much
That's
detail about this theoretical aspect of it. So what is an EC in? What is EC payroll? Okay, as I was mentioning,
yeah.
EC payroll is a prerequisite. So some of the
Right. Yeah.
frequently asked questions I have added here is employee central is a prerequisite to ECP. In the next subsequent slide, I have added like yes, it is a
Yes.
essential thing, and why?
System of record.
Yeah, because it is system of record, and all those details that I have given here. So I will recommend to go through all this question and answer. Initially, it asked
Okay.
10 or 12 questions, 10 questions approximately. The frequently asked questions I have added here,
Yes. Yes.
so
Yeah.
that you can
I
go
heard
through.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, you heard it about it, so I'm not going those details. Okay. So what
Yes.
today we'll be focusing. So when it comes to admin, there are two guides. One is the PTO guide, and another is the 812 admin guide. There are two guides. Okay.
Yes.
So this PTO guide, exactly what exactly we will do. This is actually for the admin people how to handle, how to run payroll, what are the different roles available in your typical your EC payroll, that is covered, and in detail, step-by-step process you will be getting in this admin training guide HR 812. This is also part of my all-in-one guide. Okay, so which I'll be sharing with you. Okay, so
Okay.
before we wind means do go for further details. So these are the actually pain point also I have mentioned, which I have already told to you in the previously in the on-premise payroll. We didn't have any cluster for those on-premise payroll. Okay, because
Right.
you can't download any report because the results were not stored anywhere in this table. Okay, so but in that is another differentiator in your EC payroll, where exactly you're even in the pre-payroll process or in the simulation payroll process, we have simulation results can be stored in the cluster table, and that can be reported. Okay, so that is one of the another advantages in the on-premise payroll. With simulation payroll, you can't download a website report, or you can't download your any specific payroll journal or reconciliation. All those things you can't do it. But in your EC payroll, you can achieve these things because we have dedicated payroll cluster for that. Okay, so that we can do it. Okay, this is another advantages. Okay, and that is a disadvantage in your pre-payroll in non-premise. Similarly, it was transactional, as I was mentioning. It is not very user
Yeah.
friendly.
Not user friendly.
These are you
Okay.
can go through, and if when it comes to
Yeah.
log also, it is very technical in the earlier days, but now we can achieve it via log. So via alert and all, you can see all those things. It's more interactive way. It is more easy to understand. Okay, so that those things we can
Okay.
do. Okay, so these are the topics in your some of the basic thing in your admin side. And when it comes to roles, basically you will be having two major role. Although here it is mentioned three. Okay, the
Mm-hmm.
HR administrator is basically your EC administrator. So it is not an ECP role. Okay, so
Okay. So it's easy administrator role. Okay.
EC administrator. But generally in the organization, if he is also part of your team, generally it is a combined role. It is a composite role, we can say. Okay. So
Okay.
otherwise, so mostly you will be having in a typical organization scenario, you will be having two major roles. One is your payroll manager, or we say them payroll process manager. Another is a payroll administrator. Okay, so what are the different activities they will be doing? So payroll manager will be doing all the operational activity. Okay, when I say
Okay.
activity means running the payroll. Okay, general overview of the payroll results, monitoring the payroll health checkup. Okay, but he will not be doing generally not responsible for maintaining data. So maintenance of data is a responsibility of your HR admin or your EC admin. Okay, so they will be updating your data. Payroll
Okay.
manager only the operational activity. Any issue is happening, he will be just alerting, giving an alarm, talking to or mentioning the same thing to admin, HR admin or payroll admin. Okay, but when it comes to payroll administrator, he is a subject matter expert. Okay, so he plays the
Okay.
role of a subject matter expert, you can say, and he should know in and out of the system, similar to a consultant. Okay, so
Okay.
generally payroll administrator, again, if it is a larger organization, they have two type of payroll administrator. One is a super administrator and then there is a normal general administrator. Okay, so in those
Mm-hmm.
cases, payroll super administrator will be given almost all access similar to your payroll consultant. Okay, implementation consultant,
Okay.
and they will be doing all the activity. Means if any error is happening, either they themselves will be resolving that, they will be finding the root cause of that. Otherwise, they will be having, suppose if it is, as I was saying, it is a larger team, they will be handling a team of super specialists. Suppose they will be assigning those issues or tickets or incidents
Mm-hmm.
to respective team members. Okay, so we have a concept of team also in the EC payroll. So that also we can collaborate among your team members via your payroll administrator. Okay. So these are the
Okay.
different two major roles. Okay, so other
So you
than
said
that,
super. You said super administrator, and who's the other one?
so that is for the larger organization. What you can do, like payroll administrator can be divided into further two category. One is your
Okay.
payroll super administrator, another is a payroll simple general administrator or the local administrator. Okay, you
Okay.
can choose
Super
that.
admin or payroll admin. Okay.
But again, it is very flexible. It is not like hard.
Okay.
There is no hard and fast rule for that. It is up to your client. This is SAP best practices what suggested, what I have told you. But as
Mm-hmm.
for your client requirement, you can tweak it. Okay, suppose if it is a very small organization, which I have worked in one of my last project, they had only 500 employees, and for 500
Okay.
employees, only one payroll person was there, and he was having every role. So we didn't have a segregation of your payroll manager and payroll administrator. Single person was doing everything. Okay, so
Okay.
in those scenarios, so it will vary from scenario to scenario, and what is the complexity of your project. Okay, that will vary accordingly. Hmm. So
Okay.
regarding your RBP of your specifically for your payroll process, so all these details. Huh. So when it comes to the this part I will coming later on, like integration testing, which actually I have done it, but this one
Okay.
I will coming later on. Okay.
Okay.
So in terms of a guide, there are so many guides are there. There are implemented. All these I have actually embedded into one guide. Okay, so you will be finding it is pretty
Okay.
easy to get through.
Hey, yeah.
So I have combined all this, whatever the implementation guides available for your point-to-point replication, time off, time sheet. Okay. So in one
Okay.
guide also will be getting. Only thing is the indexing part you have to take care of it. Indexing, from that indexing you can get all those details about it. Okay. So now
Okay.
what I
Okay.
will do. So like some of the system roles RBP you have already seen this, right? Because it's very easy. So you're already gone through those RBP details of your in those videos.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I was thinking, since since I have to probably submit my certification on Monday,
Hmm.
I was planning to write the exam tomorrow or Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can go over the
Huh.
more towards certification part.
Okay, 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 okay. Sure, sure, sure. So these are actually from an implementation point of view or a practice point of view. I have kept it. Okay, so
Yeah, yeah.
anyway, so let me then directly go to the question and answer. So we'll be just start discussing those. Okay.
Yeah.